In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since, but I forgot it. Since the Great War, I had come home feeling that my home in the Midwest was too dull, so I decided to go east and make some cash flow. I found a modest house on the Long Island Sound where 20 miles east of the city lay a pair of two enormous eggs. I lived at West Egg. The house on my right was a colossal affair, Gatsby's mansion. Across the street was East Egg, and the summer really began when I walked over there to have dinner with the Buchanans. Daisy was my second cousin, once removed, and I'd known Tom in college. They were making serious bank. Tom and I talked for a few minutes on the porch before going into the house to see the others.
Nick, I'm paralyzed with happiness.
Daisy, I haven't seen you in years.
Hello, I'm Jordan Baker.
Oh, you look familiar. You're that famous golfer, right?
She is. Nick, where are you living?
I live right across the bay in West Egg.
Why, you live in West Egg? I know somebody that lives in West Egg.
I don't know a single...
But you must know Gatsby. Gatsby? What Gatsby? Honking, honking, honking. Daisy, you know I hate that word. You're nothing but a brute.
And with that, the night continued on. However, that night, I had become more aware that things in the other egg were not as perfect as they had seemed. Daisy was miserable, and I figured the best thing she could do was take the baby and leave. Not to mention that Tom had a mistress I would soon come to meet.
Nick, I'd like you to meet my girl. Hello, Wilson, my old man. Oh, Mr. Buchanan, dog, where's my car? Next week, I've got my man working on it. Damn, that man be working slow as hell. You better get yourself to fix your personnel. No, he doesn't, but if you feel that way, maybe I ought to sell it to someone else. Yo, dog, you know that's not what I meant. That's more ratchet than my ratchet accent.
Doesn't her husband object?
Wilson? He thinks she's going to see her sister in the city. He's so dumb, he doesn't even know he's alive.
So Tom, his girl, Mrs. Wilson, and I went to New York together. We went to Tom's crib in the city where we attended a little shindig. That night was one of the few times I had ever gotten drunk. What had transpired that night is not clear, and I don't remember it exactly.
Daisy, Daisy, Daisy.
I received an invitation to Gatsby's party from one of his chauffeurs.
I thought I might see you here.
Have you seen Gatsby?
No, I haven't seen him here. But I heard he killed a man.
You see these books?
Yeah?
The pages are sealed. He's a regular Velasco. He was a regular Velasco.
You seem familiar. Weren't you in the 3rd Division during the war?
Yes, I was the 9th Machine Gun Battalion.
Hey, do you want to go with me on my hydroplane? It's just across shore along the Sound.
Sure.
Now, Nick?
Yes, but I still haven't met Mr. Gatsby.
I've been a very good host. You see, old sport, I am Mr. Gatsby.
Who is he?
Just a man named Gatsby.
I mean, where is he from? What does he do?
Well, he once told me he was an Oxford man, but I don't really believe it. funny.
What's funny? Well, I certainly am glad to see you.
Well, we've met before. Sorry about that.
I'll be leaving now.
Old sport, this was a terrible mistake. A terrible, terrible mistake.
You're acting like a child. She's just as embarrassed as you are.
Embarrassed, you say, sport? Very well then. Excuse me, Daisy. Would you like to have a tour of my mansion?
Yes. Nick, won't you join us?
Okay.
When you and I were forever wild, the crazy days, silly lies, the way you play with me like a child. Will you still love me when I'm no longer young and beautiful?
I'll leave you for the night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, Nick.
Have a good evening.
Mr. Gatsby, I understand you're an Oxford man.
Not exactly. It was 1919. I was only there for 5 months.
What kind of a row are you trying to start in my household anyhow?
He isn't causing a row.
I suppose the latest thing is to sit back and let Mr. Nobody from nowhere make love to your wife. Well, if that's the idea, you can count me out. Nowadays, people begin with sneering at family life and family institutions, and next they'll throw everything overboard and have intermarriage between black and white.
Your wife doesn't love you, old sport. She loves me.
You must be crazy.
She loves me, do you hear?
She loved me when she married me, and she loves me now.
Daisy, it's all over now. Doesn't matter anymore. Just tell him the truth, that you never loved him, and it'll all be wiped away forever.
How could I possibly love him? I never loved him. I love you. Now, isn't that good enough? I can't help what's past. I did love him once, but I loved you too.
That's a lie. She didn't know you.
I need to talk with Daisy alone.
Even alone, I couldn't say I never loved Tom.
She is not leaving me. What do you do with Meyer Wolfsheim anyway?
You can suit yourself about that, old sport.
Don't call me old sport, you bootlegger.
Can we just go home, Tom?
That's alright. You two start home in Gatsby's car.
I just remembered it's my 30th birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Lit it up as my stage now, channeling angels in the new age now.
Fight to the death. Who is this man? He seems kinda crazy. I'm waiting on a call from my dear love, Daisy. This entire summer has just been so hazy. Tell me, Clipspringer, why am I hearing Jay-Z? Hey, Mr. Gatsby, what's your plan to rat me? Running over my wife? Now that's pretty crafty. Living a life so classy, I could easily find you, cause your car is pretty flashy. Listen here, old sport. Coming here must have been your last resort, and clearly my time is running short. So I'll tell you that I've got clothes of the finest collection. Look at you and your dusty complexion. Here, I'll give you time to think about your rejection, before you continue these annoying interjections. Tom told me all about you. I hear hear you're working for that criminal Jew. Give up Gats or I'll show you what it means to be the real master. What a disaster, you made a mess of things. Well, let's see what little Gats has to bring.
Sir, you appear to be bawling. Now let me quit this stalling. What's that? You say Nick is calling? I admire the fact that you refuse to quit. So here, show us if you have any sort of wit.
Your death is inevitable, my grief is ineffable. Goodbye, Mr. Gatsby, your demise shall be memorable.